Tuesday, the 4th of January, 2022. That sounds good saying that. I like saying that. This is Virgin Radio. This is the Chris Evans Breakfast Show with Sky and Sam in for Chris, with Vass and with Rach. Chris is on his hollybobs. He'll be back with us on Monday. But I hand over to Dapper Dave to introduce our first guest of today.
He's the go-to guy if you're looking for a handsome leading man or a hairy dwarf king. His brand new thriller, Stay Close, is available in full on Netflix right now. And here to tell us more is someone that's all thriller, no filler, in a show where anyone could be the killer. It's the one and only Richard Armitage!
Very good, David.
Hey.
Good morning, Richard.
Good morning.
Apparently we may need to go be gentle with you because it's 3:30 in the morning where you are. Where are you?
I'm in New York.
And have you been to bed yet?
Saw you were having a little yawn just then during the verb.
Well, I did. You saw me. You can see us, can you?
I did. I can see you. It's like you're right in front of me.
Oh my goodness me! But we can't see you.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Looking good.
It's terrifying. You know that I had an itch on the inside of my nose. That was an itch, Richard. It feels strange now. I'm looking straight down the camera that you're watching us on. Morning, lovely. So you're in New York. Have you just woken up for this, or have you been out?
Well, I couldn't decide whether to come straight from the club or to set the alarm early, so I just rocked into the music and got on your vibe. Loving it this morning.
You've come straight from a nightclub?
Not exactly. I came straight from my couch.
Straight from the couch? God, that's so rock and roll. Way more rock and roll.
I wanted to be rock and roll, but I'm hitting 50 now, so.
You're a good man. Richard, we've all seen Stay Close. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. For those who haven't yet popped onto Netflix to watch it, can you set up the plot for us?
Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of classic Harlan Coben thriller about a woman that's past comes back to bite her on the backside after something that happened 17 years ago. And I play a character called Levine, who's a photographer, and he's kind of an integral part of her past, and he hasn't been able to let her go, and he goes in search of her.
And so one of the things Rach and I were discussing is how the house is beautiful, isn't it, Rach?
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, before we talk about the house, can we talk about the fact that so Harlan Coben, these are all Netflix series based on 14 of his novels. They're all those novels are set in America, yet so far all the series for Netflix have been set in the northwest of the UK. Why is that?
To be honest, I don't know. I think it's mainly the production company and the team that Harlan loves working with in the UK are Red Productions, Nicholas Schindler, who's now at Key Street. And they just, they're based in the north, and the setup there is up in Manchester, and they just kind of enjoy exploring all of those parts of the world and then figuring out how it translates from America. I mean, in our case, Atlantic City doubles for Blackpool, which I think is kind of a good parallel. So we got to go to breezy Blackpool in February.
Lovely. But it's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, it's beautifully shot, and the scene and the house, as you say, the house is mega great.
The house is absolutely beautiful.
You're not talking about Ray's flat, are you?
No, not Ray's flat.
No.
And not where Harry the lawyer lives.
Megan's house. I loved Ray's flat there. That was my perfect environment, like a real dump. I loved it.
I feel most sorry for her husband in it because obviously, where we're up to, which is episode we just finished. Have you done?
I've watched episode 1 and I loved it, and I watched the first 10 minutes of episode 2, and I got really excited because I love Cush Jumbo, but I'd only ever seen her in The Good Fight, which is set in the States, and she plays this amazing lawyer, Luca Quinn. So I was thinking, oh my word, her British accent's amazing, and then I googled and realised actually no, her American accent is amazing. Yeah. She is British. But in the first 10 minutes of the second episode, one of the characters speaking to her is talking about Harry the lawyer and says, oh yes, he likes The Good Fight. And I was wondering, was that like a little bit of improv, because that's what she's known from? Are you ever allowed to tweak with the script like that? Did they let you play with it?
Yeah, little bits of massaging here and there, and Harlan loves a few Easter eggs, buried along the way. So, we try to look for them. But it's interesting you talk about her husband, because there's a massive twist at the end, which will kind of blow your mind if you make it to the last episode.
Well, definitely make it to the last episode, because one of the things I want to know is how do they live in such a massive house? Because she works for a charity. So what does he do? We don't know that yet.
It's the aspirational north for you.
It's stunning, isn't it? So talking of scripts then, as Rachel spoke of scripts, do you get the script first, or do you grab the book and then get to know how does it work for you?
In this case, I didn't have a script. I came on board pretty early in 2020, so I only had the book. But I love working from the book anyway, because you get a real insight into Harlan's world and what he's giving the character in the inside of their heads. And then the script's really evolved from the book, and they've added kind of loads of subtext, and they've added a whole storylines about Meghan's kids, and it gets really exciting. So it's really nice. You don't get all the scripts at once, you get them one at a time. So it's kind of fun as you go along to sort of be given the next episode, and everyone's like, oh, have you seen the next episode? So we're as exciting filming about it as the audience is, hopefully, when they catch up with it.
Because you were in The Stranger as well. I loved The Stranger. It was terrifying. What I've noticed in the two series that I've seen, The Stranger and now this, Stay Close, is that there are jump scares often, and you're not expecting them because you're drawn into their world, into the character's world, and you feel in a nice, safe place, and then suddenly, boom! The Stranger was very that was very prominent in The Stranger, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the kind of skills of writing screenplay for 8 episodes, which sort of fits into 4 quarters per episode. You have to kind of have a little hook every 15 minutes, and then at the end of an episode, especially on Netflix, because they really want you to keep watching, and they don't want you to go to bed.
Well, it certainly worked. It certainly worked at the end of an episode. It worked so much for Rach that she watches the next 10 minutes of the next episode and then goes to sleep.
Well, I had to. They did exactly that. I needed to see what happened at the start of the next episode, but also it was 9:15, and I usually go to bed at 8:30. So I did 10 minutes and then forced myself to turn it off.
Oh, you're bed early. Oh, well.
But I'll be straight back on it this afternoon.
Something to look forward to.
Absolutely. Well, I'll be straight on this afternoon as well. Richard, apparently, it's quite obvious to us that you've had lots of fake tattoos added to your body for Stay Close. I need to know more about this.
For real.
How do I know they're not for real?
Yeah, no, I had them done.
Oh, you
real. They're just under my shirt right now.
No, why? Did you?
I was really tempted. I left them on one night and I got home and I was like, can I actually do this? And then by the morning I'm like, nah, they look a bit grubby.
So are they put on for every time you shoot then?
It depends on what the costume is. We really had to decide when he was in t-shirts or when he was in long sleeves. Whenever I'm in long sleeves, we only kind of do the hands and the wrists. But then it's really tricky because the director says, "Yeah, can you take your jacket off in the middle of the scene?" And you're like, "Well, actually, no, because I've only got half the tattoos on." It's fun. And actually designing those tattoos was brilliant because we looked at different parts of the location, kind of maps, things in his life that he was trying to piece together, and we kind of created this visual design for his arms, which I thought was great.
That is really cool. And I was chatting to the gang, we were talking about tattoos 10-15 minutes ago. If I knew that tattoos would only last for 5 years and then they wouldn't just fade away, they would just disappear overnight, I'd have my entire body covered.
I think there is a company out there that is developing exactly that for people that want to kind of just try them out. I think they last maybe a year and then they start to fade. But yeah, I mean, I was kind of interested to see what they look like. So yeah, give it a go.
Do you ever go out?
Your whole face?
Yeah, 100%. Maybe not the face. Maybe up to the Adam's apple, so I can cover it with a shirt. But do you ever go out after a filming covered in these tattoos, and just to see the different way you maybe get treated by being covered in them?
Yeah, and you know what? Even putting them on and getting into that costume with all the kind of hands, the hardware on the fingers and stuff, it does give you a different kind of physique and body. And I mean, I don't know. I think it kind of maybe took 10 years off my age a bit, in the way I felt, not necessarily the way I looked, but no, I like it. It's great, that kind of characterization.
I want to find out more about this 1 year tattoo. It sounds brilliant. Richard, is it true you were named after a king?
Yeah, my father, I was born on 22nd of August, which is the day that Richard III died, and so my father decided that I was going to be called Richard. If I'd have been born on another day, I could well have been Russell.
Russell Richard.
Which sounds like a mouse in a bunch of leaves. So I'm glad it was the 22nd of August.
Wow. All right. Well, mate, listen, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. We'll let you go to bed because I'm sure you're absolutely desperate to jump in there. But the series is called Stay Close. It's absolutely fantastic. All 8 episodes are available now on Netflix, and it stars Richard Armitage. What a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks very much, buddy. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks, Sam.
All the best.
Good to see you soon.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.